Hello, I'm Bood and welcome to my Journeyman series, The Road to Anywhere. As always, thanks for joining me, I really do appreciate it. I appreciate you taking the time out of your busy day to sit here and come on a little bit of an adventure with me down the road. Absolutely love this save, hopefully you're still loving it. And you're loving it enough to smash the like button, help support me, the episode, the series and my channel. It is massively appreciated when you take the time to do that, so thank you very much. If you want to support the channel a little bit more, keep the wife off my back, you can always pledge to my Patreon. You'll find a link to that down below. Now, wow, year 4. Yeah, it's been fun. I've had a great fun playing it this week. I finished the season off the other day. Went somewhere. We've ended up somewhere I've never been. I've thought about managing here many times for a few reasons, but I've just never managed here. And I kind of fell into it really. I didn't expect to go here. If I'm honest, I'm going to explain all that soon, but when I left in the last episode, I'd resigned in Finland with ROPS and took 6 months off to try and get back in line with the majority of the world. I wanted to go back to a normal timetable for a bit, but it wasn't going to be as easy as I thought. There was loads of jobs, and I went for jobs in Poland, Hungary, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Slovenia, Romania. I think I had 12 or 13 interviews and got turned down for all of them, and I started to panic a little bit. Now what I'd done earlier in the year was basically when I started this series, I've got loads of leagues running, and you just don't know until you get into it how slow your computer's going to be, can handle it, and my computer is handling it brilliantly. So I added some more leagues, and I forgot about that. So luckily these leagues turned on in the summer. Some turned on in June, some turned in July. So a load of new jobs came my way. And I got, my personal assistant came to me and said, this job in this new country is perfect for you. I reckon you've got a great chance of getting it. And I didn't believe him because I've not got the last 13. But I went through the interview and I got it. And I thought, this is amazing. Where did they end up? Yes, we've ended up with the black and yellow, hence the old Denton Villa gear, of Aris in Greece. The Greek Super League. So excited. Like, honestly, I've thought about Greece a million times. I've been there a million times. I've been to Greek, Cyprus. I've been to mainland Greece. I've been to islands of Greece. I love the place. The Greek part of Cyprus is amazing, by the way. So yeah, I was buzzing. I've meant to do this for a long time. And like I said, I turned a few extra leagues on in Greece. Greece was one of them. So normally, because I've got a lot of experience with playing like, especially from a Journeyman last year, when you turn a league on, even if it's been on in the background, it's not fully fleshed out. Okay, so you'll turn the league on and the computer fills in all the gaps. You'll have real players, but then it'll just create regens that aren't necessarily good, but they'll be like 28, 29 years old, maybe even 30 years old. It fleshes out your squad and your staff. Apart from this time, yeah, I was in a bit of trouble. I've got 6 players, 3 of which are goalkeepers. Now, I don't have a B team, but I do have an under-19s. Who are all shit. Don't worry, because the finances are way better than what I'm used to. FC Freddy had about 20 grand. At ROPS, I had about 30 grand. Here I've got 2 million, but that 2 million is all I've got to build an entire staff and squad. I've gone through that many jobs. I've been rejected that many times. As soon as this came up, I just took it. I took it and then thought, shit, I've got to have to do some work here. I like proper actual graft. Now the thing is, the rest of the league are in a bit of a better shape, especially the big teams. Olympiakos, Pathakanaikos, AEK Athens, they're all sound like this. They've got a pretty decent sized squad. Probably got better finances as well. So I was thinking, shit. But it's a challenge, isn't it? I like this. I like the road to anywhere. I end up in mad places. It puts you in different situations. You have to, not just do the norm. You have to try new things, and I would have to try a lot, basically. But I always remembered on all the football managers when something similar like this happens. There's a process you need to do. So obviously, I've got to build my staff, but also I wanted to try and get some players in now. You might know this already, you might not, but my tip is don't just panic straight away. And here's a search, by the way, of players who are interested who have got no contract. So you can do a fair, you can go through it, it can take time, look at players who you can get. But don't just panic and try and get yourself a full squad instantly. Because the way to do it is get a few. Get a couple of the best ones available. Go for each position and then look at maybe the top 4 out of all them players. Sign them. And then as you start fleshing out a squad with quality, better players become available. Then obviously as you're starting to build your staff, your knowledge gets better, so on and so on. So just do it slowly, don't waste all your money straight away. Because if you do build it gradually, you eventually end up with really good players. Or half decent players anyway. But before we get into the squad and the staff and have a look at what I've done, let's have a look at the club itself. Now it's based in a city that's called on here Salonika, right? But in Greek it's completely different. It's like Thes something. If you're Greek, let me know. I don't know why they've done that. But it's beautiful. It's also the second biggest city in Greece. So yeah, we've got a huge population. Hopefully we've got tons of fans. We've got a pretty decent sized stadium. I'm not used to stadiums like this. It's like an actual football stadium, 22,500 all-seater, built in 1951. Looks brilliant. The weather is brilliant. I mean, I've gone from 20 foot of snow, freezing my nipples off, to freaking shorts, sun cream every day. All the facilities are all half decent, but again, this is not going to be one of them teams where I can really improve the infrastructure. I just want to, I've got to try to put a team together first and just see what we can do. But I'd like to do something. This is one of them teams I feel like I could do something pretty good with, hopefully. Onto our general page, we've got one icon, that's that geezer. Fierce rivals, PAOK, and the other geezers. Other rivals, Olympiakos, AEK. So Papanikos. So I mean, they're all the famous teams. I don't know much about others. I've heard of them. I recognise the logo, but I don't know much of them. So I feel like we're like the 5th, 6th best team, maybe in Greece. But at the minute, with 3 goalkeepers and 3 outfield players, we're tipped to be down near the bottom. But that will definitely change, I think. Definitely. And we're back at my old team just for one reason, and that's because I got offered 2 jobs in Finland. HJK actually came to me and offered me an interview. It's the first time anyone's done that. My reps obviously got a bit decent in Finland after winning the cup, but I said no, can't go to my old team's rival. But then ROPS offered me a job interview. I was thinking, I've resigned, I've had 6 months off and now you want me to come back, and that's because my replacement got the sack. So we've jumped forward to August the 3rd and I've started to get myself a little squad here. I'm pretty happy with some of my players, and I wasn't finished yet. There was going to be a couple more additions. Now no one's left. Daniel Sundgren, the right back, he's good, 31-year-old. He ain't going nowhere. He wants to, but he's not. He was one of the only guys they had when I got here. So I started to flesh out a squad here. That's the best I could do with guys who are on a free for low wages. Obviously, there's certain players who would come, can't afford, and then a lot of loan signings, which you've got to do, haven't you? You've got to do it. So I was quite happy. And there's certain players as well who, if I went up to star rating, I think they're shit, but when you look at them, they're good. And they end up being good, so don't always be put off by a star rating either. And one of the frustrating things is not the fact you've got no money and you can't buy who you want. The frustrating thing is when you get to this point, you can't, I suppose you do run out of money, and because your squad's getting better and better, better players become available, and you just get to a point where I'm like, done. I'm done. I can't squeeze them finances anymore because you've got nothing to sell. Do you know what I mean? I had that 2 million and that was it. So I think I've worked freaking wonders. Now this kind of shows you that staff in Greece ain't great because the staff are not amazing. I've got half decent ones. Again, loads of people would come. I can't afford them. It's run peanuts here. But the data side of the team is shit, but I never really worried too much about that. I could probably improve it. I've only got 1 scout and 1 chief scout. Sometimes just can't fill the spots on teams like this. I've got an extra coaching spot. I just can't find anyone worth it yet. And why waste any more money on it? Keep the spots open if I do find someone, because I've got the best medical team and the best coaching team. Over to my coaching team, and you can see straight away I've got no one who's like amazing. But Julio Baptista, I seem to like to get. I'm on a roll here, aren't I? Getting ex-players that are half decent. Now we have 2 tournaments, the league and we've got the Greek Cup. I know they've got sponsorship names. I found the logos from somewhere and it's written in Greek, so I can't really read it. But yeah, they want to be mid-table in the league, so there's no really early pressure. Maybe we can get a good season in and try and build this team into something. But they do want us to get to the semi-final of the Cup, which could be tough because there are some good teams. Teams I do know of. I mean, Olympiacos. I had an Olympiacos kit when I was 15. Love that shit. Now, when it comes to the tactic, you'll know in Finland I had a very simple 4-4-2 tactic. I've changed up a bit. I've changed a few things, not too much. Maybe the way we cross, I think I changed. Some of the positional roles. But again, I just wanted to keep it simple. I'm going along the simple route for now because the kind of players we've got, I don't want to put too much tactical pressure on them. Just go out there, keep it simple, hopefully. So like I said, I've stretched the finances out. By this point, I was trying to get a left back in at this point because I felt like that's where we were lacking. You can also play at centre half. Now I brought in 2 goalkeepers, even though we had 3. They weren't very good. And we'll look at some of the main ones. I've got Raul, who has got 14 reflexes, 13 handling. I think he should be pretty good, fairly professional. I quite like him. Obviously, we've got a decent right back who's already here at the club. 31-year-old Swede, never played for his country. Centre half wise, Demetrius. Obviously, he's 33 years old. Not the best, but it is what it is. We've also got players like this. And like I said, they've got like 2 stars and they're getting on a bit. Best I could do. But we're alright. A veteran centre back, fairly determined. We're alright. Like I said, at left back though, we're lacking. Hopefully I can bring in that left back. If we move forward, some of the guys I've got in on loan are pretty decent. I was excited about Alex, 23-year-old Spaniard on loan from Barcelona. I think he could be good. Ial, Israeli, 30-year-old. He's okay. He's not the best. He's not the best. Let's have a look at some more of these central midfielders. He's got no face. He's only 20, but he could be good, determined. I like him a lot. And then we've got this geezer, David, 25-year-old Slovenian, who again, I think on paper could be very good. And my best winger is also my best central midfielder. But that shows you how handy he is. He can play in the wings, he can play in the middle. But we've also got Antonia, who's already at the club. He's one of the actual players that I already had. Bit of pace. We'll see how it goes. Now, this fella, Petro, right? I think he looked great for this league. But his star rating is tank. He's decent. I like him a lot. Let's have a look at some of the other guys. Herman, 20-year-old Norwegian, who, with finishing a 15, he's quit. Could be something. The next Haaland. We've also got another guy we know face, Gabriel, 20-year-old Brazilian. We had a pre-arranged pre-season, 4 games. I left it at that. I didn't want to do too much. You know what I mean? But it went alright. They're a decent team. Getafe are a good team. So to draw with them was really, don't know too much about these 2, but we won. And that builds confidence, doesn't it? And I also felt more positive once I went back to the bookies and saw that they put us in 4th above some good teams. I thought we'd be 5th, 6th in real life. So I felt like, that's good. Everyone else is fleshing out their teams. We fleshed out ours, but we've gone from being 11th to 4th. Maybe we could do something. On to the rules of the Greek League, and I didn't know what to expect. Well, it looks okay. It looks like you've got the Super League, and then you have a Champions Group and a Relegation Group. And I think the Relegation Group maybe have a final playoff of the division below, maybe. But you know, it seems alright. I'm happy with that. There's not tons of teams. There's 14 teams, 26 games. You play each other twice. If you go down here, bottom 8 teams qualify for relegation group. Top 16 in the Champions Group. 1 team qualifies for the Champions. Wow! So shows you where Greek football is, doesn't it? You can get in the Champions League, and then you've got the Euro Cup. You can get in Euro Cup 2, depending on the Greek Cup winner. So, just no one gets straight in there though, do they? But it kind of shows you the quality of this league. I know they've had financial difficulties, aren't they, in the country. But again, look, Champions Group, Relegation Group, and I think they have a final playoff. So, pretty simple. So then, we're going to jump forward to January, but before we do, let's have a look at the history of this team. They've actually won 3 Greek Super League titles, 1 Greek Cup, which is decent. It is decent. Obviously, I imagine Olympiacos have won a lot. Yeah, haven't they? Blimey. I mean, you know, it's been a bit more competitive the last few years, but look at that. It was always about Olympiacos, and that when I said I had the shirt, it was back in the early 90s when they didn't even win the league. Jesus. When's the last time we won it? When is it? Oh my god. So they're the first team to ever win it. You might not be able to see this because of my head. In 1928. That's pretty cool. With the first team, then they won it a few years later, and the last time they won it was in 1946. Whoa! I well want to bring a title back. But we're going to start here with the Greek Cup. And unlike Germany, where my other save is with the Munchen Club, where everyone just comes in at the beginning, we've not come in till the 5th round. It's two-legged. We're going to be in the next round against OFI in the 6th round. Another 2 legs. That's kicking off soon. But the last lot, you played 1 game in October, and you played 1 game in November, and then you forget about it. It's a bit random. It's a bit random, but it is what it is. So yeah, we're doing okay so far. We're still in it, and you've got to be in it to win it. And if you look to the top of the screen then, on that last page, you'll notice we are 3rd in the league. Only lost 1 game. Like I said, you put some freaking ragtag squad together in a league like this, it's just really come alive. You don't know what's going to happen, but we're above Olympiacos, a few other good teams. PAOK are at the top, AEK obviously 2nd. But I mean, 36 points, we've got some distance between us and top. I ain't thinking about winning the league, but getting in that Champions group, I think is massively important for us, because I do want to maybe stay here for another year. I don't want to keep going to a different team every year. Stupid. I want to try and build something like I did last year. I'd spend like 3 years at club last year. I want to maybe do something like that, try and develop something, build my reputation up maybe, win my first league title, and this would be a great place to do that. So, first year has been really positive. Now obviously I'm using a very simple tactic with very little instructions really, but it's going okay defensively. You saw me defence, it ain't the best, but it's good enough. Going forward, we're good enough. Like really good I think, we're just not the best. We've got some way to go, but it's all about the building, isn't it? But I was really surprised by some of my players. Before we look at how they're doing as a squad, I did only manage to sign 1 more player. It was the guy I was talking about, the left back, who can play centre half, so he's double handy. I liked him a lot. I thought, again, he's in his 30s and he's only a 2-star, but I thought he's a good player and he's been okay. At a team like this, you need players who can play multiple positions. And this is my squad arranged by average rating, and I've got a lot of good performers. Obviously, the guy on loan is injured, which is never great at this moment in time. Herman, 20-year-old Norwegian, who I think is bloody brilliant, by the way. I think he is freaking awesome. His all-round game is great. 3.9 million. Don't think we could ever afford him, but hopefully we can get him back. Next year, it was this geezer, and I had a few doubts about him. I don't think he'd been talked well about in anything when I was signing him. I think I even saw some bad things in the social media bit. But he's great. He's been really good. His left foot's very handy. He scores goals, he sets goals up, and he's only a 2.5 star. Now obviously financially, we're not in the worst place. I started off with 2 million, I built an entire squad. We've actually kind of made a bit of money here and there, to be fair. Sold off a couple of the younger players for a couple $100,000. Obviously this season we're down 677. I haven't actually signed a player for a transfer fee. So even if we end up finishing the season losing a bit of money, we're not in a bad place. I still think I could be successful at a team like this, getting in loans every year. But I would like to keep adding to it. The other thing I've got to think about is a lot of the players I signed last year are in the 30s, so it's going to be a rebuild every year. But I like that. I did a save with Air United a couple of years ago, and every year for a long time I had to rebuild the squad every year with very little budget. And I just like it. It's like the NFL. You build your team every year pretty much. I do enjoy that. So these are results in the league so far. We've had some really good games. I've really enjoyed playing and watching it. It's been a lot of fun, to be fair, especially when you beat some of the so-called bigger teams. We drew with Olympiacos, don't get me wrong, and we got beat in our only game against Athens away. But it was freaking close. Do you know what I mean? And then recently, that run there, I'm just so bloody chuffed. Proper chuffed. And then we drew with Athens again, so they're one of the best teams in the league and we're battling with them. So I feel like really positive. So at this point, obviously, we've got all them games left to play It's all about getting that top 6, isn't it? Getting that Champions Group. So there we are, really. We're halfway. The squad's doing well, better than I thought. Like I said, you don't know until you start playing with something like this, but it's only lost 1 game so far. I was happy with. Still a long way to go. And we're still in everything. The league and the cup. Anything can happen. We just really didn't need any injuries. I didn't, even though I had a bit of wiggle room again, money-wise, could add a few players. I didn't want to. So we're now near the end of February. It's almost March. And we've obviously been playing the cup. And the first game was 6th round. Come in at a late stage here. It's a bit silly, but it is what it is. 6th round first leg, and we drew 1-1. So we had to go to their place and get a result, which we did in style. I wasn't expecting this just because the way the first leg went, but we dominated it. Absolutely battered him. Great average ratings. 3-0, 4-1 in aggregate. Come on. On to the quarters where we played Zante, beating them 3-1. Got a good cover in here. I wasn't even thinking about this. Honestly, at the start of this year, I was thinking, holy shit, I need players. Quickly turned into a lot of fun. Then it was time to go away to their place. We beat them 1-0. We'd already done the job in the first leg, although we should have scored a lot more because we were a lot better. Now we're on to the semi-finals, and we've drawn Athens, which is never great because in the league, we've just got beat up and then we drew, so you never know if it was our time to win. You have to find out. Olympiacos and a team I don't really know anything about in the other semi-final. So yeah, do you know what? That's where the board wanted me to get. So, you know, we're ticking a lot of boxes in our first season. The job should be safe. Hopefully, we can get a new contract now. These are the last lot of games in the league before we jump into the Super League Champions Group. And the end of the season was brilliant. We got beat by Larissa, who are playing Olympiacos in the semi-finals. So, like I said, I don't know too much about them. They can't be a bad team, can they? We'll have a look at the league in a minute. But what an end. What an end. And that last game, Pathakanaikos 8-1. So this was the league table, and you know, Larissa are down there. Shouldn't really have got beat up. And I expect if we can get past Athens in the semis, got Olympiacos in the final. But Athens are top of the league by 3 points. Obviously, this is the group. This is the final league table before the group stage. So if we can check the league here, we should be able to look at a relegation group. So there you go. So they'll all play each other, won't they? Bottom 2 go down. Or they have a playoff maybe against. He said it goes into a playoff game. And then the championship group is just all 6. Exciting. Well, we'll start with the cup, and it's semi-final. It's 2 legs. They love them 2 legs. It was a bit disappointing. We matched them, but I thought we might nick the win. A good team that kicked our ass 3-0. So yeah, we got to a semi-final. That's where the board wanted me to get. Am I a little disappointed? Yeah. There's a little part of me thought maybe, just maybe, I might win a good trophy in the first year, which would have been amazing. Athens then went on to the final and got beat off Olympiacos. They are Olympiacos, so. Over to the Champions Group, and we finished 3rd, which is great. We ended up losing 6, drawing 6, but winning 24 games, which is absolutely amazing. The guy I thought was going to be a nobody was the 3rd highest goal scorer. He played on the wing a lot of the time. I mean, we could have done better. We shouldn't have been beaten off them boys. No way. We did get beat 3-0 again, this time at home. Off bloody Athens, but we picked up some great wins. Got beat off them. I don't think we should have been beat off them either. That was bloody annoying. Got beat off Olympiacos, won our last game. So it was a bit sketchy. Next year might just be loans. Fingers crossed, man, I can do something. Because I don't want to go backwards. I want to keep on going forwards. Some loans have gone. But yeah, some of these lads have been great. Some of the loans are average. But I'm hoping, because we were a bit better this year, that we might be able to get a few better loans, really. Now, the reason we're on the Europa Cup final is not because my beloved Manchester United won it on penalties. It's because this is what we're in. Now, obviously, we're going to have some qualifiers, but hopefully we can get into it. It could be an exciting year next year. I mean, the Euro 2 is a great competition. Gives you a chance to get into Europe, but we're not Champions League ready yet. No way. So the Europa League, just dip our toe into a good competition, maybe earn a few extra pennies. So there we have it. That is the end of year 4. We're here in Greece. 1 decent season. Definitely staying here next year. So hopefully you're going to come back for year 5. Back to Greece. Beautiful weather. You can't not come back. And I'm going to have an interesting summer. I have no idea, again, really what I'm going to be able to do. But that's why this is exciting, that's why it's a lot of fun, and that's why I say you should do similar saves to this sometimes, because it's just chucks you out your comfort zone, puts you in different scenarios, it makes the game challenging and fun, so I definitely recommend it. I also recommend you smash the like button and pledge to my Patreon. You'll find a link to that down below. But as always, honestly, thanks for joining me. Let me know what you think of the series so far. Let me know what you think of the new black and yellow of Aris. Again, I can't wait. I can't wait to get playing. I've got a long weekend off, so I'm hopefully going to get a season bashed out then, ready for next week. So yeah, join me, but be happy, stay safe. I've been Booed. I'll see you next year.